Welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing first then contingencies, our fourth skill in the book Behavior Breakthrough by Bailey Payne and Jen Lill Brown. Using first then contingencies, our goals really are to help provide structure for your child, help your loved ones and learners prioritize tasks and complete the undesirable ones first, and increase motivation to complete aversive tasks. First then contingencies are a behavioral technique that involves presenting two steps in sequence. First represents the current activity or task, and then indicates the preferred or desired activity that will follow after they complete the task. We all need something to look forward to. Knowing that aversive tasks or requests won't last forever is encouraging. And it's highly motivating to learners that a preferred activity comes next. We as adults often structure our lives in a first then contingency. We make hard choices daily when there is the promise of something more preferred later. For example, first I'm going to go for a run, then I can splurge on a cookie. Or first I go to work, then I get a paycheck. First then is not a form of bribery. It's using what we know about the human brain and its response to reward, aka reinforce, in order to decrease those undesired behaviors. So examples for our own children might be, first put your shoes on, then we can play outside. Or first clean up your blocks, and then you can watch a video. So why do first then contingencies work? By implementing a first then contingency, you teach those around you how to organize their lives, tackle activities that they may not prefer, and find the motivation to adopt appropriate behaviors. It helps teach those around you really how to process our day-to-day lives, prioritize things in a way that makes sense, and provide a first, maybe a less preferred task, and then a more preferred activity. If when we're doing this, the undesired behavior does occur, remind your child of the first contingency. First, they must follow through with that initial instruction before they receive the reward. The other reason that it works, first then contingencies are especially effective for those who make high frequency requests or demands. Those that ask lots and lots of questions, have lots of needs or lots of requests over a short period of time. So if you have a kiddo who asks you 37 questions before you finish your first sip of coffee in the morning, this is going to be a great strategy. You can provide children like that with a first then contingency to help them get what they want, while at the same time you get what you want. You want them to sit down, eat breakfast, wash their face, brush their teeth, feed the dog, whatever it might be. This helps with the follow through on those unpreferred activities. So we want to provide children with a first then contingency to help them get what they want, while at the same time getting what we want. Pay attention to the requests that your child makes throughout the day and use those as your then contingency. If your loved ones struggle with attention, focus, or large tasks, you'll need a first then contingency with smaller, more manageable tasks. Some learners have trouble with detailed tasks. Others find some tasks extremely aversive. As a result, they can forget about the more appealing than promise, especially if the first activity takes a long time. If an action takes a long time or has multiple parts, break it into smaller steps. Each portion of the task should have its own first then contingency. This clarification helps them understand the process and gives them more immediate access to preferred outcomes. Consider these requests. First, come and sit with your hands on your lap, then mommy will hold you. Or first, brush your teeth, and then we can sit and read a book. Your child may be neutral or even aversive to sitting when you tell them to, and maybe they're have an aversiveness to brushing their teeth. That's okay. We know what will motivate our children. We know what is their preferred activity. So play around with the then portion until you find something that provides enough motivation to do the first activity without hesitation, whining, crying, or demonstrating some other desired behavior. What this can look like in the home setting, for example, brushing your teeth. First, brush your teeth, then we can sit and read a book. Or safe hands. First, put your hands in your lap, then I will put your lunch on the table. Maybe our morning wake-up routine is really stressful. First, get dressed and brush your teeth, then we can watch cartoons. Maybe you want your child to engage in an aversive chore or activity, doing household chores, doing homework. In a perfect world, they would just do it. And you are working towards that. But in the meantime, we're going to offer them a compelling reason to do what we ask. We're going to encourage that preferred behavior with a first then contingency. We're going to set clear expectations and provide a tangible, immediate benefit for meeting them. Think of it as a motivational bridge that helps your child cross from reluctance to action. With consistent application, this method promotes the completion of tasks while fostering a sense of responsibility. So, for example, with homework, first do your math homework, then we can have some ice cream. Responsibility and chores in the home setting. First, put away your laundry, then we can play with our Legos. Maybe leaving the playground or the pool is really difficult. So we're going to say something like, first we are going to walk to the car, then we can listen to your favorite song and have a snack. Again, it's going to be individualized for your child. These then examples might not fit what they enjoy and what motivates them, and that's okay. Find your child's motivator. We can also set up first then contingencies, not just verbally, but through the use of visual supports. So think of a daily routine or a transition that your child finds challenging. Maybe it's getting ready for school, getting ready for bedtime, or leaving somewhere fun. Identify the 2 steps for the transition. The first step is the current activity at hand, and the second step is the preferred or desired activity that your child enjoys. We're then going to create a simple visual schedule using paper, sticky notes, a digital tool, whatever you got on hand. And we're going to write first on one side and then on the other side. We're going to write the first step on the first section of the card. So for example, put on your pajamas. On the then card section, we're going to write the preferred activity that the child will enjoy once they complete the first step. In this example, it's going to be play with a favorite toy or read a bedtime story. You're then going to show the visual schedule to your child when the transition is about to take place. And we want to make sure to provide some additional heads up time with reminders. Might be beneficial for some of our friends. So this could be, hey, we have 5 more minutes if your child's really good with clocks and timers and the concept of time. Or it might be, we're going to finish building 3 more towers with our Legos, and then we're going to go look at our first then. Go brush your teeth, then read a book. Use clear and simple language to explain the steps. First, we will do X, then we will get Y. We want to encourage completion of the first step by offering gentle reminders and praising your child for your effort. Celebrate the achievement once they accomplish the first step and provide the then contingency. And then repeat this exercise for other transitions throughout their day. Observe how the first then contingency helps your child navigate transitions, and engage in those less preferred tasks. Our first then contingency really does help create a sense of structure that helps loved ones understand what comes next. As a result, transitions become smoother and more enjoyable for everyone. These first then contingencies help promote desired behavior, ease transitions, and increase engagement in less preferred activities. And also remember, consistency is vital. Practice this technique regularly and adjust with preferred items. If you do want a visual schedule for your home of a first then contingency, please reach out to your BCBA or RBT and let us know, and we will get that together for you. Thank you so much for watching.